Hey, thanks for joining Conversation Over Rocks again. Today's concept, I think, is really important. Just that I feel like it's the elephant in the room. I talked about a concept yesterday of how women in relationships or dating seem as though men are like, they're not consistent, okay, to say the least. And what I think overall in that area, I think that is the case. Not to bash anyone. That's not where I'm going. This is not that conversation. Um, but I think that communication on both sides need to be better. Now, that means the man and that means the woman. To do so, I think that if there is something, say for instance, you dating the guy's dating you for the first 6 months. For the first 6 months, you're going to places, you're doing things all the time, and for those first 6 months, as the woman, you're enjoying yourself. So now you have vested your time and your energy and opened up your schedule, from school or work or your child if you may have one. You've invested this energy in this guy. If after 6 weeks and 6 months and a half, you see a decline, you need to start asking questions. And these questions should be, very simple questions. Hey, first of all, I like you. I'm seeing or noticing that, we're not doing the things that we used to. First of all, extend your hand. Do you need help with anything? That way, man knows that you at least care about if he does have something going on, he's not communicating. He knows that somebody has his back. Very important. And then number two, you start coming up with things and ideas to date. Because for the first 6 months, and I'm not saying if this doesn't apply to a certain woman, that's fine. But if we can all agree, maybe that for and when it comes to dating, a man courts and a woman enjoys. That's kind of how it's always been. But maybe if we switch that paradigm just a little bit, now we want to have the woman start coming up with ideas and scheduling this time. So even if the man is still doing the courting, hey babe, Tuesday, 8 o'clock. We're both off. I bought tickets. I bought me a ticket. I want you to get a ticket. Whatever the case may be. The money doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is the time that you're doing it, the effort, the time that you're setting aside for it, because the time is the most important thing. Because that's where you feel the lack of right there. It's not the money, it's the time. You devoted this time to this man or woman, and you don't feel that this time is being valued, then that way that means that someone needs to switch the paradigm of what's going on. If that doesn't work, now you feel as though you're not wanted, and you just get out of that situation. But once feelings get involved and sex get involved and things like that, you get yourself too deep into the rabbit hole. You don't want to do that. Communicate as much as possible. First, like I said again, ask the important question. Hey, do you need anything? What can I do for you? What can I do to make your life a little bit better? Everyone likes service. I've worked in customer service for 10 years of my life. I'm 29. Everyone loves to be helped. Whether they know how to ask for help or not, that's the difference. You might got a man that's trying to do it all on his own, or a woman trying to do it all on her own. And because of that, hobbies and things like that may go second to responsibility. So you might have had 6 months to where that person was free of where they could kick it with you and have a good time with you. But who knows what happened? Maybe they have a kid and the babysitter stopped, went to school, or things change. The point is, make yourself available. If you want this to work, man or woman, make yourself available. Extend your helping hand. First and foremost, extend a helping hand. Then switch the paradigm. You don't have to do exactly what I said. Maybe you don't want to at least set up dates. Maybe you don't want to do that, but you need to figure out something. If you care about that person and you want to go and continue to grow with this person, switch the paradigm a little bit. It may work, it may not work. Number two, this is the second thing, and this is kind of off topic, just a little bit. In my opinion, for the group of people that think that men and women have these inconsistencies, especially when it comes to the black community, because I really don't know too much about the other ones because I'm not involved as much. I think that it's time to separate black men and black women just a little bit into two groups. So you have the women all together, and you have the men all together. We need to figure out now. We need to figure out how we're going to hold each other accountable. So okay, you get with a man, a woman, they get with a man. He does A, B, C, and D. That's not that nobody wants that. Those requirements are out of the door. If you can't do at least these things, we're not marrying you. We're not dating you. So forth and so on. Same thing on the man's side of the fence. For instance, if you date a woman and you beat her, now in a group of men, if you're holding people accountable for what's going on. The men, you're holding each other accountable. Now you can say he's outlisted, blacklisted, whatever you want to call it, and he no longer can date in our community. He has to find a whole different person or outside of the community because he's not worthy of dating. See, now the reason why things are so inconsistent and people aren't getting as married as much as possible is because we have this old paradigm of dating, getting married, and things like that, but the trust isn't there, which history shows that the reasoning behind that I know. However, we're not holding each other accountable for anything. You just come in our community and you do whatever you want to do. The men are doing whatever they want to do. The women are doing whatever they want to do. You got this girl that does this over here and she don't want to look stupid. So I mean, there's just too much going on. Because of that, this is where we are with dating. You go into another community, if this man is a woman abuser, they cut his ass off. They're not talking, nobody's talking to him. We all know it and we're not dealing with it. That's how we have to be in our community. We have to start making people accountable for what's going on. Because if you don't, I mean, you get what you get. You're going to get these inconsistencies. You're going to get these, bad relationships. Nobody wants to spend 6 months, a year, 2 years with a person and then it's over. Nobody wants to. Come on. Unless you're getting beat, unless, it's a toxic relationship, communicate it out. You can talk about it, but what are the ways you holding each other accountable? Women, let's start talking about it. Do you want all your bills paid? Do you want to work? Do you want to work 30%, 40%? Figure out what it is, what it means to be a woman in today's society, a dating black woman in today's society. Figure out what that is amongst each other, because ultimately you may not think that you don't care about what other people are doing, but you do. You do. Your man comes in, y'all been dating a year, he come over your house, it's 4 a.m, he got lipstick on his shirt. You might let it go under the rug, but what you're mad is you're upset that Susan down the street might have seen him at the bar and know what's going on, so now he got you looking like a fool. So you do care about what other people are thinking. So get around these other people in your community and figure out what you'll stand for and what you won't stand for. Now it's Conversation Over Rocks. Leave your comments at the bottom. I got allergies, excuse me. Leave your comments at the bottom. Open up this communication because it just needs to be talked about. What you feel and how you think about it, share it. Thanks for tuning in.